Okay, good afternoon class. Can you please stand up? May request Miss Kalungso to lead us in prayer. Amen. Okay, once again, good afternoon everyone. Okay, you may now take your seat. So, first of all, let me introduce you of our memory verse for today. So, this memory verse comes from the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7. It says here that casting all your cares, for He cares for you, which means that all the problems, anxieties we have, we must give it to the Lord because the Lord cares for us and He will help us no matter what. Okay. And then, okay, let's check your attendance. So as I call your name, please say present. So listen attentively because I might give you an absent if you don't respond. Okay? Okay, looks like no one is absent for today. Well done, everyone. And also, I believe that I gave you an assignment yesterday. Did I? Am I right? Okay, so you may now pass your assignment here at front. At the count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. Okay, before we proceed on our proper discussion for today, so let me remind you about our classroom rules. So first, we have maintain cleanliness, which means that we need to make our surroundings clean or keep our surroundings clean. So whenever you see a trash or a piece of paper in any corner of this classroom, so you must pick it and put it at the trash because having a clean environment can give or can provide a positive vibe. So next is be respectful. Respect your teachers and respect your classmates. So we must respect one another. We also have here be honest. As we all know, honesty is the best policy. So it is the most common classroom rules. Also we have here last, avoid using gadgets during discussions. Whenever the teacher is discussing our lesson or a lesson for you, so you must listen attentively. So don't use your phones just to play a games or watch some movies or whatever that's in your phone. So avoid using it. Okay, you must listen to your teacher. And unless if the teacher says so that you can use your phone, then it's okay. Okay, did you get it? Okay. So now, let's have a quick review about our lesson yesterday. So, question is, what was our lesson yesterday all about? So, anyone? Yes, Miss Kalungsod? Okay, thank you very much. So our lesson yesterday was all about literary devices. So, who can give me the definition or who can explain what is a literary device or what a literary device is? Anyone? Yes, Miss Subade? Okay, thank you very much. And also last, who can provide at least one literary device? Anyone? Please raise your hand if you want to answer. So we need respect here. Okay, Miss Anohan? Okay, thank you very much. Good job, class. So looks like you really listened to our discussion yesterday. So now, of course, before we proceed to our next lesson for today, so let's have an activity first to motivate your brain and to somehow freshen up the vibes, okay? I have here, wait, I'll just fix it. Okay, so I have here a table, we have here a tree table, we have here the culture, history, and environment. And also we have here some list of words. So as you can see, there's event, era, religion, values, peaceful, surrounding, what is that? Chaotic, past, norms, and practices. So these are the list of words that are present here at the front. So the instruction is, all you need to do is you need to categorize this list of words and then put it whether it belongs to culture, history, or environment, or whether it describes culture, history, or environment. So, if you want to answer, class, kindly please raise your hand so I can facilitate you and call you up here in front to answer the activity. Okay? Okay. Thank you very much for your participation, class. Don't worry, everyone. To those who haven't participated yet, um, there's another activity for us or for you. So here's a chance for you to somehow uh, use your to somehow express your thoughts and ideas. So I have here a group activity. So all you need to do, you need to communicate to your groups, right? Or you need to cooperate to your groups. So I have here a printed copy of the story entitled Mulan. So I know some of you are familiar of this because this story has also a movie. So I have here a printed copy of the story Mulan. So let me give it to you first. So group 1, this side is a group 1, group 2, and then at the back, group 3. Okay. Since you have your printed copies, so listen here. So the instruction is you need to read the story. Then after that, you need to list down the word or words that somehow describe culture, history, and environment. Of course, you need to categorize them so that later on when you present it here in front, so we can easily somehow understand your answer. Okay, did you get it? Okay, so I will give you 10 minutes to do this task. So your timer starts now. Okay, time's up, everyone. So now, group 1, can you please call your representative so to get here in front and then share their list of words that they gathered from the story. Okay? Okay, thank you very much, group 1. Next is the group 2. Okay. Okay, next and last is the group 3. Okay. Thank you very much, class. Can you please give yourself a round of applause? Thank you for your participation. So are you freshened up now? Okay, good to hear. So now, okay. So since we've done our 2 activities, so I will ask some questions. So based on our activities, so what have you observed based on the activity of categorization and the other one, which is a group activity about the story Mulan, where you list words that somehow describe culture, history, and environment? What have you observed? Okay, yes, Miss Katampatan? Okay, good observation. So, did our categorization earlier somehow help you list down the words from the story Mulan in our group activity? Okay, seems like our first activity really helped you to somehow identify the list of words from the story. Okay, last question. What do you think is our lesson for today? Anyone? You can guess it. I don't. I respect your answer somehow. I don't judge your answer. It's from you. Okay. What have you observed, or what do you think is our topic for today? Okay. Yes, Mr. Figueroa. Good idea. Somehow closer to our lesson. Okay. Anyone? Who else? Yes, Miss Tayaw. Oh, good idea also. So now, um, so much for that. So let's proceed to our lesson for today. So our lesson for today is all about how a selection may be influenced by culture, history, environment, and other factors. So let's read the objectives. So at the end of the lesson, you students shall be able to first define the term culture, history, and environment. Next is explain how selection may be influenced by culture, history, environment, and other factors. Lastly is appreciate the importance of the influence of culture, history, and environment in literature. Okay, do you remember this? Okay, we have here pictures. We have Alice in the Wonderland, Scarlet Heart, Queen Charlotte, Harry Potter, Warlords, and Elizabeth. So, have you remembered these movies or have you heard about these stories before? I know some of you already watched the movies or the stories of it. Okay. Oh, so looks like all of you has somehow heard or somehow watched these movies. So did you know, class, that these movies or these stories, before it was published or before it was released in the television, so but the author who made this has somehow inspired by some influence. So did you know that this story has somehow have an influence? So they were influenced by something. So let's see. So literature is influenced by, of course we have here culture, history, environment, and other factors. So first let's talk about culture. Okay. You can read the definition of culture. Anyone? Yes, Mr. Figueroa? Okay, thank you so much for that. So culture is a pattern of learned and shared behaviors and beliefs about a particular social, ethnic, and age group. So it's about the beliefs of person, their shared behaviors, or their practices. Okay, how does a culture influence a text? So culture influence a text by demonstrating human behaviors, language use, material items, and human emotions or perspectives. So if a literary piece or a story somehow demonstrate a human behavior, a language, or sometimes practices or beliefs or human emotions or perspective, then that literary piece was influenced by culture. So we have here an example. Okay, we have here an example of a literary piece. We have the Analects of Confucius. So the Analects of Confucius was a literary piece from China. So actually it has a lot of chapter, but I only pick at least one paragraph from one chapter. So we have here the master said, in youth respect your parents when home and your elders when away. Think carefully before you speak and stand by your words. Love the whole expanse of things and make an intimate of humanity. Then if you have any energy left, begin cultivating yourself. Okay, so since earlier I said that culture was demonstrating human behaviors or practices or somehow beliefs, so or human emotions. So do you think this this literary is somehow demonstrated that? Oh yes. Then who can give me at least a word that somehow demonstrated uh, culture? Okay, anyone? Yes, Miss Subade? Yes, very good. We have here the word respect. And also we have here the word emotions. And also this line where he said that if you have any energy left, begin cultivating yourself. So this is like a perspective. We also have the word youth, respect your parents. So this is a beliefs or somehow a value that somehow we try to cherish because we believe that we need to respect rather, sorry guys, respect one another. Okay, did you understand or did you get it? Okay, thank you. So let's proceed to history. Okay, who can read the definition of history? Anyone? Okay, Miss Katampatan. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Katampatan. So history is a study of the past, covering all aspects of human experience, from ancient times to present day. So it was all about the events that happens before that somehow affected our present situation. For example, the Philippines. So, Philippines was somehow colonized by different countries before, such as Japan, Spain, and American. And then from here, in our present days, uh, we somehow adapted like American cuisine, Spanish cuisine, like something from Spanish, Japanese, and American. Okay. How does it influence a text? So, history influence a text or a selection through connecting or studying or representing things from the past. It is about what has happened in the life of people or a development of country, people, institution, and etc. So, history can influence a text if somehow demonstrated or somehow it tells a story about what happened before, like a phenomenology like that. So we have here an example. So we have here the tale of the Heiki. So this epic poem is from Japan. So it's deeply influenced by the historical events before at Japan. So which is the Genpei War in 1180 to 1185. So this epic poem was all about the two clans or two Japanese clans, which is the Chara and the Minamoto. So these two clans has a conflict before because they are fighting for uh, for the country of Japan, or which clan will somehow rule or dominate the country of Japan. So uh, this epic poem has somehow tells us the story of these two clans and their conflicts before. Okay, next we have here the environment. So we can read the definition of environment. Yes, Miss Kalungsod. Okay, thank you very much. So environment refers to everything around us. This means what we see, we feel, uh, what we experience, and also it has a big impact on our lives and what we can accomplish. So how does it influence a text? So it can influence a text by influencing the characters and their interactions. It can facilitate or discourage interactions among people and can influence its behavior, mood, and motivation to act. So for example, uh, if you are in the story, you are the character in the story, and then you live in a toxic area. So somehow that toxic area or that toxic environment full of cruelty will somehow affect you. It may be discourage you, it might fail you or give you a depression, anxiety, or it can encourage you to fight like that, to fight for freedom, or maybe to fight for respect, for equality, like that. So did you get it? Okay, so another example I have here in literary piece. So I have here a literary piece entitled Peach Blossom Spring by Tao Yan Ning. So this literary piece was a Chinese fable about a fisherman who stumbles upon a hidden valley filled with peach blossom trees. So the title Blossom Spring has somehow in the content of the fable. So we have here the man saw a peach blossom tree surrounded by that valley. So that valley, as per the fable, it was described as a peaceful valley with where the people is living in harmony. So it was a valley that somehow connected to nature and then unaware about the outside world. So the fisherman was from the outside world. So that outside world was full of toxicity, inequality, corruption, everything that you think that somehow brings negative vibes. So that is the environment of the outside world. So when the fisherman stumbles on that hidden valley, he's somehow amazed because he stayed there for at least 1 week, and then he saw how the people live with unity, how the people care with each other, love each other, and then that environment somehow encourage him to long for peace and encourage him to he somehow witnessed the beauty of having a good or a peaceful environment. So when the time that he needs to go home, so he somehow put some trails on his truck so that whenever he wants, he can go to that valley. If he feels stressed in the outside world, he can go back to that valley. But the problem is those trails that he leave on his tracks was no longer there. So in ending, or the ending is that the fisherman was not able to go back to the hidden valley. So what happened is the result is because he can't go back there, he somehow longed for that. He only longed for that environment because he can't go back anymore. So all he can do is just long, or somehow imagine, or somehow hoping that one day um, uh, he can find that environment again, or he can have, or he can live on that environment again. So that's how an environment somehow affects or influence a literary piece. So did you get it? Okay, do you have any question, class? So am I too fast or am I too slow? So just tell me, okay? Okay. Here, lastly, take note. Take note, everyone, that even that I gave each of examples by each influence. So factors that influence a selection depends on the author's focus. Some literary piece may be influenced by specific factors and others might be influenced by two or more. So it depends only on the author's focus. Some authors may be focused on environment only, others will focus on cultures, while others will only focus on history. But also, we also have mixed influence, wherein the author uses the influence of culture, environment, and uh, history in just one literary piece, or maybe just two factors in one literary piece, or three or more factors on the literary piece. So take note that, class. So that's why if you want to know the influence of a story or a selection, you need to read it comprehensively. So that is the best, or the most things that the most idea or reminder that you need to somehow keep on, or somehow cherish, or somehow um, put in your mind or memorize, something like that. So you need to uh, get that idea. Okay, since that none of you has any questions or problems about our lesson, so let's have an activity. So in this activity, so you need to read a selection comprehensively. So I have here another uh, literary piece. So this printed materials is a story about the tale of Chunyang. So it is from Korea. So all you have to do by group, still by group, group 1, group 2, and group 3, right? So I will give you this copy first, group 1, group 3, and group 2. Okay. So now, eyes on here. Listen to me first. So the direction is, you need to read the selection comprehensively. And then after that, identify the factor or factors, which is, it could be culture, history, or environment, that influence the story. Provide a well-supported explanation by including specific examples from the story to support up your claims. You are given 15 minutes to complete the following tasks. After the allotted time, you will be asked to present your work at the front. So we have here the scoring. Correctly identifies influential factors, 10 points. The explanation is also 10 points. The cooperation is 5 points. Since it is a group activities, you need to cooperate with your group mates. So the total of this activity is 25 points. So your timer starts now. Okay, time's up, everyone. So you may now present your work here at front. So group 1, can you present your work? Okay, thank you very much, group 1. Group 2, okay, thank you, group 2. And group 3. Okay, thank you very much, class. Good job, everyone. Okay, next, of course, earlier we have an activity by group. So I also have here an activity for you individually to test your um, somehow to test what you have learned, or did you really listen to me earlier. So I have here an activity. So on a one whole sheet of paper, answer the following question. We have here the first one: in your own words, with a minimum of 3 to 5 sentences, define culture, history, and environment. Okay, each of the factors each of the factors will be described for at least with a minimum of 3 to 5 sentences. And then the number two is: how does culture, history, and environment influence a text? Okay, do you have any questions? Okay, no. So copy and answer, everyone. Okay, you may start now. So I will give you only at least 10 minutes, everyone. Okay, time's up, everyone. So pass your paper at front. The count of five. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, Miss, where is Miss Alidel? Kindly please somehow fix the paper and put it here in my table. Okay. Okay. Thank you, class. So I have here a question for you, of course. So, how did the influence of culture, history, and environment shape a story? So, anyone? Yes, Mr. Fabricante? Okay, thank you, Mr. Fabricante. Okay, another question. What were the contribution of that influence for us readers? Yes, Miss Kalungsod? Thank you very much, Miss Kalungsod. It allows us to explore or to take a glimpse of our history or past. It allows us to explore what other country or what is the culture or practices of other country. So it somehow gives us an idea. Okay? And lastly, question is, uh, why is influence important in a selection? Anyone can explain in your own understanding why does influence is important in a selection? Anyone? Yes, Mr. Gordolan. Okay, thank you very much for that. Good idea, Mr. Gordolan. Gordolan. Sorry, Gordolan. Okay. Okay. Next, for your assignment. Okay. Listen here. On a one whole sheet of paper, do a research about what other factors can influence a selection. So earlier, I've said that we discussed that literary piece or a selection was influenced by culture, history, environment, and other factors. So now, I want you to research about what other factors, aside from culture, history, and environment, what other factors that can influence a selection. So this assignment is equivalent to 20 points. So you must answer it at your when you go home. You must answer it because it costs a lot of points. So if you don't answer it or you don't pass an assignment tomorrow, then you'll be marked as 0. So questions, clarifications, or any violent reactions, everyone? Okay, none? Then so be it. Thank you very much for your participations, for listening to me, class. I really appreciate your kind heart, your respect. I really appreciate your attention that you have given to me. So, so that's it. So thank you very much and God bless. So see you tomorrow, class. Goodbye. Okay.